back on the Mana Symbol channel playing an updated Urionized version with some tweaks and tuning from my good friend Freak You Nasty. On the 60 card version, I expanded it up to 80 cards. Land count's a little higher on Urza, Hullbreaker, Esper, Urion, which is a mouthful. For the last many days, good chunks of Doomwake streams and my streams and etc. have been taken up with Blood Fountain decks, usually featuring Time Sieve and the Asmorando Marduk Dice in a Cool to Card package. And while that is one thing that Blood Fountain could do, Freak You Nasty actually kind of figured out, based on a build that I had made, that Blood Fountain in a deck like this is just kind of gas. So Thought Monitor is one of the more very, very well balanced cards from Modern Horizons 2. It gives you a lot, but it asks a lot, and the modern format is very able to disrupt you from getting to the big payoff that is Thought Monitor. However, 1 mana for a 2/2 flyer draw 2 is insane. And that number can come down as, you know, it's reasonable at 3 or even 2. 4 is obviously not quite good enough for Modern. 3, you're in like Muldrifter territory. So there's that synergizes well with Blood Fountain and a heaping helping of artifacts. And then we've got a shockingly powerful engine in this format. I'm really, really surprised by Sai, Urza, and Emry as different legends that interact with artifacts in positive ways. And we even have a combo kill in this deck with Hullbreaker Horror. And something that Freak really keyed in on that I hadn't really noticed so much is like, it's really, really easy to have Blood Fountains and 1 Underworld Cookbook hanging out in your deck. Blood Fountains give you a blood token where you can rummage away the Hullbreaker for something more relevant. And then at some point in the game, if you find an Urza, or you just happen to have an Urza in play, you can pick up your Hullbreaker and just go off out of the graveyard. So your Blood Fountain allows you to pick up 2 creatures from your graveyard, and I saw him do this a number of different times. But you can also pick up Urzas, you can also pick up Thought Monitors, you can also pick up Ingenious Smiths or Esper Sentinels. So these are just like good artifacty mid-range cards that let you play a good, reasonable game. We've got Portable Hole. I threw in some Metallic Rebukes, the ones we went up to 80 cards. And the combo with Hullbreaker Horror requires only Mox Amber and or Mox Amber and any of these other 0 drops accessible to you, or with Urza in play, it's almost impossible not to combo with any number of 1 mana and 0 mana artifacts. And even if you're not comboing, you tend to have these super explosive turns where your board becomes totally insurmountable. So this is the kind of deck that supports Urza oftentimes in a way where Urza looks as powerful as, say, Omnath Locus of Creation. Like these truly staggeringly good modern mana engines. Urza, when your opponent's able to strip your board down to nothing, looks a lot less impressive. But hopefully we're going to be able to avoid that. Oh, also as a concession to the metagame and the queues that I've been seeing recently, let's throw in 1 Emrakul into the sideboard. There has been a ungodly amount of specifically GDS and mill. So I'm interested to see if that continues. But we're gonna pull a coward's play, quote unquote coward, and throw 1 Emrakul into the sideboard. Portable Hole is just an overall, great piece of interaction. So basically the only thing we're playing black for in the main deck is Blood Fountain, then we get to have Thoughtseize out of the sideboard. Freak was saying that's specifically for big mana decks, things like Titan, etc. I don't know if that's 100% necessary or even the best answer, but between Thoughtseize and Aether Gust and Portable Holes, we should have a pretty okay matchup there. And the 3 Metallic Rebukes in the main, it's like, it doesn't seem like much in 80 cards, but it can end up meaning a lot. Just to have a little bit of main deck stack interaction means that you don't have to have quite quite so much overboarded out of the sideboard. All right, so yeah, let's do it up. And Freak's version was 60 cards. It seemed very functional, but at the same time, thinking back on the weekend, making a 4-3 with blue-white Urza control in the challenge, it's just like, if you can play a companion, you know, Urian has benefits in this deck. Like, we can flicker Thought Monitors, we can flicker Blood Fountains, we can flicker Ingenious Smiths for value. You know, it's enough. It's enough to incentivize me to put in Urian into the sideboard. Hey, Kookie. And one of the nice things about this combo is this combo does not care about, like, if you have Urza and the Hullbreaker, this combo does not care about Rest in Peace. This combo does not care about Stony Silence. Not that, you know, this deck is particularly vulnerable to either of those things, but there are, you know, a number of graveyard interactions. It definitely takes the wind out of our sails a little bit to lose access to the graveyard, or, you know, access to our artifacts. But between Sai and Urza, you can actually play through a lot of that hate with minimal problems. This Sai, again, has been staggeringly good in a lot of the matches I've been in. So let's see if we can continue to see that happen. Well, 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 if it isn't Janice. How was your weekend, Jay? Oh, shit, it's Bob. Bob49, challenge or PTQ winner with Goblin Charbelcher. So let's see what they're on today. If we're against Belcher, this hand is not great. But I don't know that he's on Belcher. So let's just take a gamble. You moved? Forward and backward or up and down? You bet Hammer? Bob? Bob on Hammer? I don't think so. Bob's going to be on some kind of kooky combo deck. I'm sure of it. The reason I'm not mulliganing, like, at all here is because if he is on Belcher, there's just nothing I can do in game one, realistically. I guess I could try to mull to my one Pithing Needle, but, like, I feel like having a stable hand is, like, about as good of a choice. Like, I can get 2 basics down by turn 2, black and blue. Which obviously leaves me high and dry out of one of my important colors, but yeah, he's on Belcher or Oops or something. He mulled to 5, so hopefully a bit of a slower hand coming out from Bab. Babby! Oh my god. He's gonna come at me. He's so strong. MTG bot lied to you? Didn't lie to you. It's just that's not how that works at all. Oh no, my plains is in my graveyard. That's not good. Portable Hole there though, and a Blood Fountain to cast for next. That means we get a Thought Monitor next turn. Hype. All right, Blood Moon me. Do it. Do it, you coward. Double Seagate. I don't know if this is Belcher. Seeming un-Belcher-like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can cast the Thought Monitor. I have to go shields down for it. I mean, I hate it, but I'm going to do it. I mean, going shields down when you have nothing to play is probably not a big deal, right? I mean, maybe? Copium? No kill me, Bob. No kill me, Bob. All right, he's on the combo player hand of do nothing, do nothing, do nothing, die. Got it. Well, playing this Portable Hole out of my graveyard is not super useful. But I can blood token my Springleaf Drum and then cast it. It's kind of neat. Let's do it off a Spire. Spellbomb, eh? That does cycle. So play the Spellbomb. Play the Drum. And we make attack for 2. Boop. Oh, and then we end step bounce the Thought Monitor and play it again. Well, maybe not. Technically legal play. So technically legal play. I'm going to leave this Soul Guide in case they go for Pyromancers, but I can't imagine needing a Spell Bomb here. Yikes. Oh, not yikes. Very un-yikes. Yikes has been... I would like to recall my call of yikes. Yikes. I would like an undo on the yikes. Urza. Cool. Ah! Alright, we're gonna get got in game 2, but I'm bringing in Flusterstorms and Thoughtseizes. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I have a feeling these will help. Needle. I think I need Portable Hole. I can't fetch Portable Hole, so that's a big difference from Oswald decks, I guess. I don't really know what I'm trying to say. So I feel like this is a matchup we're just gonna tempo them out. Like we don't need to do any grinding. So let's board out the Hullbreaker Horror. Because it's just there as a combo piece. Yikes! Hoagland does have a quality yikes. His is a little more yikes. Yikes! I will never give up the Weekenders Tino Tonatini squeaky high voice scream. Ah! That show is great, all right? Oh, I haven't edited it yet, but I have the sound of Thought Monitor is this. That is the sound of the Thought Monitor. The clarion call. I guess we're keeping this. Exclamation point SR followed by the name of your song as space. So like if you wanted to do like the bad touch, and then you should include an artist if you think that song has a similar like if there's a similar song with the same name. Exactly like that. There you go. There you go. That's exactly how you do that. I think I'm gonna pass on Esper Sentinel for this turn so that I can hold up Flusterstorm because I think he's on Belcher and I don't want to get Blood Moon this turn. If he plays a ritual, I'm going to snap off Flusterstorm. Then next turn we go Shock and White Source, play Esper Sentinel, hold up Rebuke, and hope that's enough for a little while. Gotta hold the beast at bay here. Collectively known as the Beast. Okay, so go blue here. And then white black on that one. For now, we're listening to this sick Nintendo Jazz Infusion cover thing playlist that I've been digging. But we'll listen to other stuff when the queue has enough songs in it. Man, having the heat on in my house or in the condo here is just annihilating my lips. It just gets so dry. It's not my fault. I'm a mouth breather when I'm sleeping. It's genetic. It comes in my family. I mean, it doesn't, but I like to say that because it makes me feel better about being a mess. Okay, so we do that. Attack for 1. Get him! Come on now! I need a second blue somewhere along the way. I wasn't expecting to have a situation where I'd be allowed to play 2 counters, and now I'm terrified that I've made a mistake where I needed to. Would you like to pay, sir? No? Okay. So if they Blood Moon here, we're going to Metallic Rebuke, get blown out by Veil, and then... they could Pact, but then I can get the... well, I can't get the Pithing Needle, but whatever. We Rebuke. Pack me, baby. Oh, they... yeah, no, they can kill me like this. Yeah, easily. Oh, I should have paid... yeah, that's not good. So now I have exactly 1 draw to hit the needle. Annoying. Yeah, I should have had the double blue up there. Punted. Is there any way I can draw an extra card? No. Okay. Alright, that's on me for getting black mana that I didn't need. Otherwise, I would have been okay there. So he's just on Belcher. I could have some prismatic endings in. So, small misplay. Sorry, let's do the thing. Is this good enough? Almost definitely not. Well, so there's no action, but it's got double disruption. Let's go. Bob also on a mulligan to 6. That's good. Land, ritual, pact, Belcher. So my counter is not beatable by Pact, so we'll leave that. Just take the Belcher and he's just waiting. I could take a land, but I feel like that's the thing he's got the most of in the deck. Yeah. Oh God. Okay. Song mad. Stupid Magic Online. Each one of these cards is 2 cards. All right. Calm down. They're not. They are a single piece of cardboard. Don't give me that shit. Spikefield. Okay. Yeah, there's enough white cards in the deck I want to have. I guess I had the... Oh, excellent. Thank you, deck. We have action. Action, go! So if they found Belcher, it doesn't matter what they found. I have to try to counter this. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Recross? Force of Vigor, Hardcast. Yeah, that'll do. Woof. It's going, cute bunny. It's going. Bought the fancy foil borderless elemental for your Esper fairies. Okay. That sounds delightful. Good draw. Good draw. Good draw. Not great. Crap. They just drew the Belcher. They have Pact. Almost definitely dead. Gotta fire this off. We gotta draw. Oh, I should have fired it off on myself. Just firing it off on them makes no sense. I could have cleared up my draws. Just dead. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we just couldn't find a clock. It is a classy bunch. I mean, I've been affecting it a bit. So we got squeaked out by Belcher. On the 80 card deck, it's not that surprising. He had Force of Vigor in that last hand, which was like I guess I should be expecting. I wasn't. Maybe I overly aggressively countered the Desperate Ritual, but it's just in that situation, if they played a Belcher or a Moon, we die. So I think that's a hindsight is 2020 kind of like. In hindsight, it looks wrong, but it was correct. It's possible I should have brought in Prismatic Ending to kill Belchers, but that's like really sketchy. Also, they had the Force Negation anyway, so didn't really matter there. All right. Against Shodium? Oh, Noodle Battle. The Noodle Mirror. Yeah, good games, Bob. Yeah, I was basically dead to Blood Moon or Belcher if you'd drawn it when you played the first Desperate Ritual. So I'm like, I got a Flusterstorm. I've lost too many games this way. I've lost way too many games to being like, you don't need to counter the ritual. You've got a Flusterstorm. Play Belcher. Oh, right. Just dead. Got it. Buggy Wonderland. Dance. I was very intent on playing around it. I do not like getting my Urza Saga's triple Blood Moon. Or getting 3 for 1 on a Blood Moon. It's awful. Actually, I screwed up in game 2, though. If I had fetched for double blue, like if I'd set up double blue, I would have been okay. But I prioritized having white, black, and blue, and then the colorless. I had a second counter when you jam the Belcher through with the Pact, but I just didn't have the mana up because I had played in such a way that was Sarah's Ascendant. Overly conservative, let's say. Oh, I can get that one for you, Janice. Love that song. Go, 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 go. So how do I want to play this hand? I probably want the Construct. So they went for Sword of Fire and Ice? Wild. Right. But even if it wasn't Belcher, it was going to be like the only card that I feel like in that situation that I get a benefit from not countering the ritual for is if your next card, they're going to have Cauldron Complete in their hand, right? Anyway, is Recross the Paths. And I assume that if you had any other, but the Desperate Ritual didn't get you green, so it was like it just seems so unlikely to me that that's where that was going. Here comes the Cauldron. Yeah, of course. I always think like, oh, they're doing something different and interesting. It's like, nope, no, never. It's always Cauldron. It's Cauldron all the way down, baby. It's actually okay though. It's very manageable. Yeah, exactly. Well, feet. I swear to God, I have never not countered a ritual or and had the person follow up with Ironcrag feet. I think it's happened 0 times in all of my playing against Belcher. If you ever decide that you're not going to counter a ritual so that you can counter the next bigger ritual, they always just play the Belcher every single time. It does not happen. It just doesn't happen. You can't get equity that way. I just want to meet the bad Belcher players. They must be there. There must be bad Belcher players. They have to be out there. There's bad players of everything else. Alright, so Spellbomb beats Cauldra. And I've got a second Saga that I can needle the Giver with. Taps the Ghost Quarter when I have an Urza Saga on the board. Mood? They're not going to. See, this is what I need when I play against Belcher. Do you see what's happening here, Bob? Do you see what's happening? Bob, I'd like to ask you for your opinion. Do you see where they went wrong? What if we did some sort of profit sharing for you there, Bob? Do you think that would go? Would that do anything for you? What color do you choose? There. Oh, okay. I see. Okay. I suppose my ability won't be able to resolve. Rats. Opponent says classic. I don't know what they mean. I don't know what you mean, opponent. They have 2 Sarah's Ascendants in their hand now, or they will in a second. Wild. I don't know what they're up to, and I'm probably not going to find out. Tenya? They have pro. Against fish trying to block with Mutavault? Yeah, Island Walk on their merfolk and your merfolk doesn't mean your merfolk can block their merfolk. It should, though. It feels like it should. It feels like it should be like Shadow. It's not horsemanship, it's land walk. Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying the island walk on the one creature versus the others. It feels like they should, like, they're both in the water, so they should be. It should be like Shadow. There are lands that remove land walk. Yeah, of course. Isn't that one of the modes of Urborg? The actual Urborg? Removing Swamp Walk or First Strike, I think, from target legend. What an A+ card. Hullbreaker in hand, eh? I don't have any zeros right now. That's all it does? I mean, it taps for mana, doesn't it? Does it? Does it tap for mana? I actually don't know. No? Hey, Dadiver. This is one of them, Bab. It's definitely one of them. Yeah, we needle Giver of Runes here. And now the grotesque hulking side of my board size of my board will cause a concession, I assume. Trigger. Yeah. I'll be back in 1 second. I also need to find... Is it that one? No. Is it that one? Yes. Is it this one? Yeah, it is. Yeah. All right. Oh. All right. Yeah. So against some kind of white taxes deck thingy, huh? So let's get these pending cards in. And a needle. And cut the counters. And the soul guide. I think that's it. Yep. Yep. Ah, love this card. Martyr of Sands. Okay. Well.
Okay, throw in the hole.
Yoink!
Squadron Hawk? Oh, I'm never going to be able to beat this deck. Yo, squad, roll up. Please tell me on my turn they pitch for the Glorious Anthem. I will be transported. Alright, so just play Smith here. Now, do not click the OK there, because that means you select nothing on Ingenious Smith. It is a huge pain in the ass, and nothing else that's like this card does that to you. Okay. Sarah's Ascendant. Okay. Ingenious Smith, go! Oh god, Thought Monitor, let's go. Although taking the Pithing Needle for their Blast Zone was maybe a little bit appealing with how many 1-drops I'm playing. You know what? For the moment, none of them are particularly dangerous for me to lose. Smash. Block, pitch for force. Trade? No? You don't want to trade your 1-1 for my 2-2? No? Okay. Oh, they missed their land drop, didn't they? Huh. That seems bad. Seal of Cleansing. That's almost dangerous, except for the fact that these things are already kind of dead to the... Okay. Wow. Bye, opponent. Oh, I could have played the Psy. I'd rather play the Thought Monitor here. I could have done both, I'm pretty sure. Psy. So 1, 2. No, I couldn't. Be close, but I wouldn't have been able to. Alright, we'll just hold and smash. It's hammer time! Right, let's go. Okay. Oh, they're gonna flip their Ascendant, but then gonna Portable Hole it. Then they have Esper Sentinel on top? That is not a land. They're in huge, huge trouble, even if they get a, was that 6/6 flying lifelink? Alright. So, Sarah's Ascendant, smash. I'm at 9. Somehow though, not concerned. Okay, so I do this. Play Urza. Trigger. Triggers. Sigh. Babble. I don't need a ground pounder. Take that. We got Ghost Quarter on top. All right, that's fine. Opponent said my deck was cool, quote unquote. We do have a very impressive board. I did a bunch of times, Zero Sum. In fact, I have versions of this deck. I had a version of this deck with it in it. Basically, for a lot of these decks, it's like a very powerful but clunky version of both Underworld Cookbook and Blood Fountain. Turn 1 Emry? It's almost definitely a bad idea, Keep. Delta. Oh, I don't like that. Good draw, though. Flipped over no useful artifacts, but several creatures that would have been nice to have. Classic scumbag Emry. No fatal push. It's nice. Untap, land, drown. Esper. Esper control, one assumes. Okay. Not having flipped over anything is actually pretty annoying. That said, let's do this and play Greaves into their counterspell. Probably actually incentivized to counter this. Nope. Do you have a removal spell you were sandbagging? They do not. Okay, that's this. Lightning Greaves on the field against... they have Snapcaster. I'm not attacking. They will have Snapcaster. I'm making the call. Snapcaster is the called shot. Otherwise, I don't see any advantage to playing Esper. Yikes. It's probably worth casting. Wait, I could cast Thought Monitor. Yeah. They basically have to counter it, so I just started getting X for ones now. I mean, sure. Maybe they have a Kaya's Guile here. But if they do, yeah, I would have gotten to resolve a bunch of stuff after the fact. All right. It's free real estate, baby. There's a pool in the back. Opt in this format at this time, localized entirely in this Esper control deck. My God. Opponent's a real psycho. What's Kyrian Lich? The banned Enchantress player? Yeah. Oath of Liliana? That'd be sick. Yeah, I want more artifacts. You're not countering this, opponent. Come on. If you didn't counter this, you're not countering this. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Thank you. Perfect. Ah, no, I meant to move the Greaves and hit him for 2. That's okay. It's only 2 damage. We're probably getting verdicted anyway. Hey, Mort, I think this deck is kind of good. I don't think it's great or anything, but I think it's pretty good. It's definitely it's got a good power to consistency ratio. It's gotta be Verdict, right? Nope. Seriously? That's it? You don't have a Lotus Field opponent. You can't settle wreckage me here. So monitor still costs 3, unfortunately. Next one costs 2, though, in theory. Yeah, perfect. So they'll counter this. I'm assuming they'll counter this. They did not counter it. Okay. Well, now I don't know what to do with myself. I mean, I know what I'm going to do with myself. I just didn't expect to get this far. Kosh opponent, I sure hope you're playing Supreme Verdict. Otherwise, you may want to consider concession. Okay, good, good. I think this is the sign that they just don't have Verdict in their deck. Which I would expect. I would expect that... okay, then. I don't know what to say about that one. And yeah, no Verdict in the 75, which again is like something that I understand, but it's like it's just funny to see it in action like that, where you're like, maybe I'm not telling you how to live your life, opponent, but maybe, maybe register some Verdict. It's not necessary in the metagame at all, but Titan. Death of a Titan. Yeah, I like that. No. Oh yeah, definitely Needle. I like Needle against Titan a lot. Yikes! It's a lot of ramp. Okay, we're gonna Needle that because that gets them Cavern, which I would really not like them to have at this moment. And I can bobble them and still have... Yeah. Karn? Oh, crap. I'm not going to be able to mana leak that. Well, nice run while it lasted. We don't actually know that they have another Karoo. I'm sure they do, but if they don't, we can counter it. You have to leak the Karn then? I mean, we may be... Oh, it looks like we might be able to get it. Yeah, they're only going to have 2 left? Let's see. Or maybe... Oh, they have both. Okay, so we know that there's a Karn coming next turn. But, let's see what we can do about it, if anything. Okay. Yikes. I can get a pretty good board going. They don't have a grotesque amount of mana for after Karn. So maybe we play through. Because I can grow my Smiths again next turn. What do they traditionally get off of Karn? Like, I'm sure they have liquid metal. But, like, what else is there? They only have 1 mana? I guess they could get a needle. Not really afraid of that. Kill my blood token. Fair enough. So they have 5, 6. EE's your best guess? Then they wipe out my Smiths? How bad is that? It's bad. We might be able to play through. Play the Thought Monitor post-combat. Yeah, play the Thopter. Certainly have it in their board. I guess so. Yeah, this can't... No, because all the thing... Well, it could get me a Portable Hole, right? Portable Hole would remove 1 Grazer and we clobber Karn for 3, which is not worth a lot. Or we just clear both Grazers now. See where we end up. Why would I play the Thought Monitor post-combat? Those are not the thing. Okay. They don't care too much about their Karn. This is even more concerning. I'm going to play the second Emry. I don't really see a reason not to. Just to fill up the yard. We find Portable Hole we punch through next turn. Nope. Just blue spells. Song request, smooth jazz. Okay. They make a construct. Yes, and play a growth chamber. 4 mana. Okay. Wish. Okay. EE on 2. Yeah. Yep. And immediately choose not to pop it. Interesting. All right, we got to draw something. That's not something. Oh, goodness. We found a main deck Karn deck. Woof. Well, no point in playing that. They can just blow it up with Karn. Play this. Trigger my guys, gals. And set upon him with Righteous Fury. Damn, they found the line. Alright. Oh, I should put Urian in my hand. Actually, would have been a really big deal. I could flicker the Thought Monitor next turn, flicker the Fountain next turn. Yeah. Oops. Why no attack with Monitor? I mean, maybe you're about to tell me it's free. It's free, Zach. It's free. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know. It's like... Eh. Yeah. So if I'd done this right, we would have been ahead by a bit. Too free. It's too free. What if you'd done it left? I don't know. I haven't done the math. One assumes it would have worked out for me. They're not drawing anything yet, but they will eventually. And when they do... Oh, God. They have to... They do not have to pay for this. They choose to. Is it... Uh-oh. No Dryad, please. No, that's fine. Next turn, Omelet. Sure. Oh, wait, I should have blocked with Thought Monitor. I could replay it for, like, nothing. Yep, that's on me. Yeah. Big mistake. Not that big. Keep the needle? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know, but I don't. They can Karn for like 8 mana now. I guess if they Sundering Titan me, it's not too bad. It's pretty bad though. Yeah, you're right though. Okay. Milled over, nothing useful. Draw, nothing useful. Hey, Mr. Sari. So they can get a second omelet here. Just obviously terrifying, but if they continue not to draw out, then we're okay. As soon as they draw out, we're doomed. They're casting another one? Good lord. Triple omelet. Opponent's cooking with propane over there. Urian Beats might get us there. Who knows? It's not impossible. No, they haven't played a land yet. Fucking Ballista. Oh, we're fucked. This is going to be like a 12, or well, a 12 mana Ballista. It's like a 6/6. Now you kill Karn? Question mark? If I hadn't screwed up and I had picked my Urian on time, we would have been okay. But this is a 6/6 Ballista. It's Bring to Light, calling it. No, it's a Walking Ballista. I don't know what you're talking about. Amateur. Okay. They didn't even have black. You can't play Bring to Light for less than all 5 colors. That's illegal. They kill Emry. Interesting. We're dead though. I'm just gonna scoop it up. I punted this game. We could have been okay, but I threw it away by not picking up my Urian in time. Now Karn dies. It doesn't die. They chump block with the Grazer, and then they pump their Ballista and kill Urian. So it doesn't. They chump the Urian with the Grazer. They ping down the Thought Monitor for 2, and then we lose. Yeah, Grazer has reach. This had reach the whole time, guys. I kept pointing it out. Sorry. All right. Get these. Get these. Get these. Jesus. Portable Hole can go out. Smith can go out in some number of copies. A second Needle is really good too. I would say Chancellor of the Tangle, Chase. I got so many people when I was playing that card. Chancellor of the Tangle, because people never read any part of that card. They never expect to see it in play. Worldbreaker is definitely one that happened a lot, but I think it happened enough that people were aware of it. I think I'm overboarded here. Some of these cards should go out, and I think it should be Thoughtseize. How's the doctor work, Chase? Robber of the Rich, that is a good one too. Hmm. No, I get you, Gemini. Oh man. Let's do it. Oh man, the number of creatures that don't have reach that really look like they should, or don't have flying that seem like they should. That one, there's a few of those where it's like, really? Skyclave Apparition got me all the time. Be like, well, I can't block that one, and then I'd be sitting there going, why do they keep not attacking with it? Not attacking with the what are they doing? Soul Herder? Yeah. Soul Herder's clearly walking in the art, but it is a spirit. But like Skyclave Apparition is hovering. Like it's literally floating. Right? Which for me is like floating, flying. Come on, what are we doing here? What kind of actually magic is this? Bajuka Bog? I just got bogged. Damn. Damn, homie. Why you gotta do me like that? I just got bogged. Ugh. Soul Herder seems to be floating to you? Really? That's not one I'd ever heard. I think he's striding. He's got the what I refer to as the Sasquatch pose. Like um what's the what's my favorite card that has the Sasquatch pose? What is it? It is, I'm sure I can remember it. I can't remember it. Oh, a Chameleon Colossus. Oh, great. Just in time. Thank you, deck. Um uh well, Uncounterable Titan. God damn it. We're just gonna get stomped here. I just don't agree. Like he clearly has legs that he's standing on, in my opinion. But again, just my opinion. Just my opinion. In my opinion, Soul Herder clearly seems to not be flying. Yeah, legs for days. He's like the giants from Majora's Mask. Yeah, it should have reach, right? I mean, this sucks, but I'll take it. Because they have a cavern in their hand. So do birds? What? Birds have legs for days? Is that what we're saying here? Blue. That's not that guy. Good. Have legs. Yeah, but I mean, the phrase legs for days, I mean, that means something, right? We're not just like saying it has legs. Otherwise, I don't think we'd phrase it that way. And then we're going to sack Blood Fountain and Thopter to draw. Second, check out the Secretary Bird. I love nature. Look at this goon. I love that. The world's sexiest bird. Oh, I don't want to know who's rating bird sexiness. I do not want to know. They stomp snakes to death? Well, that's just awesome. Alright, so feeling doomed. It's a chocobo? No, an ostrich is a chocobo, let's be real. Can we just why are we having this discussion? We're not having a discussion. This is not a discussion. Ostrich is a chocobo. I mean, I don't really think there's Okay, Jen and I. The bird legs? What, the legs on that bird can't be real? Why not? Doesn't look overly unreal. Looks like we're doomed. Okay. Couldn't beat the Titan. I tried. Ugh. Little hotter draw, we would have been okay. Have owls always had super, super long legs and a tiny body with huge long feathers? What? No? Look at the owl picture. What owl picture? Oh. Huh. Go figure. I guess they do. No, I see them. I'm seeing them now. You ever see someone go live that you don't remember? I don't think so, but I'm usually pretty careful about hitting follow on people. And I always dip out of anyone who has follower only chat. I'm just like, nope. Don't like it, not into it, out. I don't know, actually, Cute Bunny. Do you do any drinking? I mean, it's just the only annoying thing about the annoying thing about follower only for me is that it feels manipulative because like you have to click on the thing and Mr. Dave Twitch, am a judge, yes, what's up? And then I just feel like a lot of people are lazy and they won't unfollow if they don't actually like the experience. So like people are getting like free follows, and it's like, well, why don't manipulate people like that? Just let them follow if they want to follow. Let them chat if they want to chat. If they're obnoxious dicks, then time them out or delete their messages. Obviously different if the person is getting like attacked frequently. That's but most of the Magic streamers that I have, encountered, that's not the reason why. They're just doing it because it's like a free way to get followers. All right, so this is not great, but I am inclined to keep it. I mean, we got to play Shadowspear on one, and then no, it's not new actually. Cute Bunny, in Hoagland's chat, that's fairly common. But your chat isn't set to follower only, Strifo. It's just no one would ever choose not to follow you. And you are kind to your sheeple, Strifo. You teach them about music as art. Mr. Sari, Mr. Sari, not a follower-only streamer. Correct. Around these parts, Strifo, we tend to listen to music that's music. And actually, I have fairly strong opinions on the whole music as art with a capital A deal. For someone who went through university, go figure, I have strong opinions on the subject that I studied. So the question is, do I play my next card into their Drown in the Loch? Or do I wait a turn? It's like, I'm rocking 80 cards here. And if they just Tasha's me next turn, I get to counter it and draw a card? As in, you like a laissez-faire approach to it all? No, it gets like weird and philosophical. So it's like when you're listening to a song, right? You're listening to a recording of a performance of a song. So case in point, this all came to a head with, it all came to a head with the concept of, is it Philip Glass who did 433? 433 is a piece of classical music that has no written notes. It's just like 126 of bars of silence at some tempo. That's not the correct number of bars, but it's like X number of bars, no written notes. John Cage, thank you. Yeah, that's definitely not a Philip Glass thing. Anyway, and the argument we got into was like, was it the composer's intention that, yeah, people have listened to it. It's been performed in concerts, J.K. Torborg. Like, it's like a regular thing that happens. Like, it gets performed. This is a thing that happens. People pay money to go see an orchestra play this song. Now, obviously, they'll play other music too. Correct. It's not an hour. It's 4 minutes and 33 seconds. But the people in my class were saying, oh, yeah, because, you know, like, what you're hearing is, like, the sound of the auditorium and the audience and things like that. And in my opinion, I'm like, well, that's the sound of the performance. That's not the sound of the song. Which, to me, is, like, what I eventually was, like, looping around to was the fact that, like, in my opinion, there's like the song as written, and then there's the performance that you hear. And like sometimes things that end up recorded on the performance are good, but I wouldn't consider them to be part of the song. So like the mistake at the beginning of September by Earth, Wind, and Fire, that's a mistake and should not be considered part of the song. But it is a great part of the recording of the performance of that song. I enjoy that, but it is like, in terms of like the divine form of the song, that would not be part of it. The philosophical peak of the existence of the song and its conception. Yes, the Platonic ideal of the song. What appeared in the composer's mind when they set pen to paper. I would like my removal spell. That is exactly how it works, J.K. Torborg. Which has led to some really shitty rulings. Crypt Incursion. Sentinel, Smith, Emry, Hullbreaker, whatever. We can beat this. We can beat that amount of life. And as soon as I find an Urza Saga or an Urza, we can beat that amount of life, no problem. All right. So they're not going to surgical me. Got it. Well, it's like the concept of found art, J.K. Torborg, which is The Fountain by, oh gosh, hey, Pedraminator. The Fountain is a sculpture, I am from Toronto, that is a urinal, and the only thing about it that isn't just a urinal is a tiny signature that says R. Mutt, which is not the name of the person. Oh, Pedram. I think I remember you. But if I don't, it's only because I'm a jerk. Okay, so draw. Okay, I haven't searched in a while, so I'm not going to pop that if I can help it. We'll play Urza next turn with counter back up. Senior round, we haven't talked that much. Well, that's all right. There's always time. Always time to catch up. Or catch up. Marcel Duchamp, thank you. Who started basically the modern art movement in terms of like physical art, which led to cubism and etc. etc. The point is he didn't do anything to it. It's literally a urinal. He went and bought it from like a store like the day before and then put a little signature on it and then presented it on its side. Thanks for the follow, friend. Fatal push. You're a monster. Do I let this go? Yeah, probably. Well, the point is, J.K. Torborg, like it did a lot to say art can be not just what is done, but what we choose to present. Right. Yes, exactly. So and I believe in that. Like I completely believe in the idea of like if you a human pick up a rock and say this is my art. I found this and it means blank. Okay. Okay, you arted. You have successfully art. I will just stare at you. I mean, that is an option. Yeah. Well, it's like because there's so many like why is acting considered an art, right? That's ephemeral. It's just a person waving their arms around and speaking in weird voices sometimes, right? Oh, I should have done this in the other order. Oh, we can win right now. Hilarious. Combo. Although against Mill, that would be maybe a little bit sketchy. Yeah, it would be. So if they... How many... Do I have another basic land left? I do. Let's just pass here, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could actually end up casting the Hullbreaker. Okay, so we search. Good. I mean, I just don't consider that to be genius, Chase. I mean, it's fine. How do we win? So we can actually the Lightning Greaves is in my graveyard and I don't have an Emry with haste. Is that a second archive trap? That's actually okay, right? As long as we can counter the next thing. Yeah. 9 cards in library. So if they find a fetch land into... So let's fetch now. I should have done it before the archive trap resolved. I'm not going to go looking. Let's just see if we have another land to get. I do not, right? Yeah, okay. Mistake! So hopefully you can find a way to get that out of... Oh, we just play Hullbreaker and bounce that. And then we kill them on the next turn. Well, I went up to 80 cards Shadowless, and I personally didn't have the same pushback as Freak did on adding any amount of extra mana being like immediately the death knell for this deck. I was like, no, we can add some extra mana. It'll be fine. Please do not play a fetch land or a Field of Ruin. Please. One time. No, we can't. I don't have enough mana. I was counting on having the land there. I only have 6. Yeah, size not an artifact. But that's okay. We can kill him over 2 turns here. And I got double rebuke, so we'll be okay. just attack with all. Hold on. I want to keep 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. Well, but infinite mana doesn't help me if I can't play out of my graveyard right now. No, we can go infinite here. The problem is I can't kill them because my Greaves is in the graveyard. So if the Greaves was still in the deck, yeah, we could go infinite and kill them. Construct has no summoning sickness? I don't understand what you mean, Bob. Oh, I could have made it infinitely sized. Yes, we could have killed them there. I have a Sai. I just bounced 2 artifacts back and forth, and yeah. Well, can I? I have Shadowspear. Oh, God. Oh, no, that doesn't kill us. That's okay. We're okay. We're okay. We're okay. Scary. We're going down to 2 cards. So Hullbreaker Horror plus the Shadowspear means I can replay cards a bunch. And Sai gives me a Thopter each time I do so. Yeah, we got him. Whew. Thanks, 8-arm slapper. Do we board up to 95? There's no need for that. That said, we will board up a little bit. Go 86. Got there anyway. Yeah, but I should have realized, Bob. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, I could have just made infinite Thopters and killed them. Yeah, you're right. My bad. Don't you need zeros? Not on that board we didn't, because Sai means any one. Plus, what else did I have on that board? I needed something that wasn't the Thought Monitor, because I could play the Shadowspear, and that's mana neutral. That gives me a Thopter, but I need another spell I could cast. I don't know if I had one, because my hand was all reactive. I guess I could have milled myself out with Emrys, right? They don't force you to draw. So I could have just milled myself out by bouncing that Emry. So we go like Shadowspear, Emry, bounce those back and forth, make infinite Thopters with Sai, and kill them. Yeah, Urza means any artifact that you have can tap for mana. Am I crazy thinking the 60-card version should cut white? Yes, you are crazy. You're completely insane. I don't think you should cut white, and I don't think you should cut black. I think both are pretty important. Yeah, exactly, Bob. You're totally right. I wasn't considering it because I didn't want to play the Emry and deck myself, but the truth of the matter is they're not going to force me to draw, so killing them immediately is just like the play. Just make them dead. Just make them dead. They're going to be boarding in Graveyard Hate anyway, but this hand is... So Spear is mana, it's because we're making a Thopter, basic swamp. So we cast Spear for 1 mana, we can tap the Spear for 1 mana, and we get a Thopter that can also tap for 1 mana. So we would have infinite tapped Thopters. We would mill ourselves out like 50 billion times. This is not good enough. I mean, I'm on the draw, though. We can probably find some action. Having enough lands is the big thing you want to have in your mulligans when you board up against mill. I thought so, Spider. How you doing, friend? I spanked a Taxes player earlier. They punted though, so they're not of your caliber. You should go discipline the troops. They activated Giver of Runes, targeting their Cauldra with 2 pieces of equipment on it, and gave it pro colorless. It was embarrassing for both of us. Yeah, Aether Spellbomb is a good answer for Cauldra, even through Giver. Aether Spellbomb's also quite good against Hammer Time. You're not their general. You're their, I don't know, coach. Friendly neighborhood spider space. Spider space. Spider space. I don't know. His name's Gabriel. What do you want from me? He's a nice guy.
Okay, throw in the hole.
Okay. If they have a push here, I'm really not fussed. That's right, opponent. I milled myself. Watch my clear disdain for your strategy. Yeah, you have to have a lot of protection for it, though, Carrion Lich, because they play Surgicals in the main deck and counter magic. So it's like, I understand the drive, but I can't actually tell you that that's gonna be like a great move. Oh, also apparently someone 5-0'd with a sick Bant Enchantress deck that Mord linked. And then I closed the window because you weren't here. It was a 80 card Urian. Did they? They did not get to draw extra. They just cantrip there. Somewhere on Twitter, it was a Japanese player, I think. Let me see if I can find it. It was way up. I don't see it. Chat ate it. Wasn't the Enduring Ideal Enchantress Wombo combo that won a tournament? I have no idea what the accomplishment was. The whole post was in Japanese. All right. Smashy board is engaged. And we're infinite next turn? I think we're infinite next turn. Seems good. Yeah, we are. Was it similar to this? I didn't look very carefully. No, I didn't look carefully at all. I just was like, it's 80 card Enchantress. Her. This time they're Ancestraling. No, I have a 0 or 1 Shadowless. It's right here. Right there. It's just sneaky. I have Shadowspear in my deck. Good. We'll float here. No, I lost it. Yeah, there it is. That's okay. We have 2 constructs anyway. Oh, I can needle their crypt, though. But I need something that I'm going to play over and over again. I like the Thopter. Okay, so shock. Nexus is just not necessary. I mean, you could play one. There's nothing that's like saying like, oh, you definitely shouldn't do that. I got it, buddy. Don't worry. Can't tap both spires. Yeah, I caught it. I actually shouldn't have got Ornithopter as the other 0 because they could have exactly Fatal Push. Not that I think I'm going to lose if they have it, but, you know. Definitely a small punt. I also could have left up another black. Oh, they're just done. All right, so another 3-2. We lost 2-1 to Belcher, which we could have won with slightly different hands. And we lost to... The hell did I lose to? Oh, it should still be... There it is. O2 Irish Soda. Huh. What was this? Thanks, Bunny. Oh, Omelet. Yeah, we got smashed by Omelet. That's a hard matchup to fix for these decks. I found it to be very difficult, even when you have Solitude, like Da Vinci's versions. So, well, it's a combo piece. So yeah, in the wrap-up section here, Da Vinci, Hullbreaker Horror is a combo piece in this deck that you can pitch in the bin, and then you can pick up with Blood Fountain or Underworld Cookbook. So basically, the way this deck plays out a lot of the time is you just play this sort of like white-blue, splash-black, artifact mid-range deck that's actually like very, very powerful at playing to the board and like having these kind of busted starts, and you've got this good artifact disruption, and then you have this killer end game where you just go way over the top of people with Urza, Sai, Emry, and then Hullbreaker Horror, which exists as a sort of like Paradox Engine style combo piece. But it's one that you can pick up with Blood Fountain and or Underworld Cookbook, which is a big deal. So and the blood token allowing you to rummage extra Hullbreaker Horrors or literally anything that you draw that you don't need over the course of the game, in addition to turbocharging your ability to get Thought Monitor, is really nice. I think in some ways it is Spider because the actual combo itself doesn't involve the graveyard. If you're doing most of the combos which involve Urza, you're not soft to Stony Silence. And online, I'm going to go ahead and say it's actually easier to combo kill people on that turn than it is with Thopter combo. In paper, it's very easy. But for online play, I actually think the Hullbreaker Horror combo is a little bit more like you can actually win the game that turn a little bit more easily than you would with Thopter combo. Because in this deck, the only concession is playing a Lightning Greaves, which you want to play anyway, and a Shadowspear, which you want to play anyway. So, and then actually understanding what you're supposed to be doing. It is like sometimes a lot of clicking, but like you should have enough time once you understand what you're doing. But I can't actually back that up with evidence that I've done that properly. Stony is bad as well as Rip if you have 4. Yeah, exactly. But that also just like helps you win the game otherwise. Like it's just good to have holes and endings against those cards to help you get to that point. I think this deck needs a cranial plating. It definitely does not need a cranial plating. You could play one. I keep thinking about it. I don't know. That's what I like the Thopter Foundry combo in the deck. I mean, I agree with you in theory, Spider, but like the fact that Hullbreaker Horror is like uncounterable and it's only one card versus like I've just been really, really disappointed by Thopter Sword recently, and this is a little bit more clean. It doesn't incentivize me to play Whir. It doesn't incentivize me to play Stoneforge Mystic, cards that I've been fairly disappointed by across the board for these decks. For these decks, it's like it's just concise. Because I've tried playing different Thopter Sword decks. Contra Ego's deck is great. That just full stop. Contra Ego's deck is great. But this deck, like with the fact that this deck is built up better to support Thought Monitor, it's just like the power of Thought Monitor makes this deck and Sai in this deck. It's like, I don't know, it just works better. Now, maybe you could, like, the thing is, if you want to play Thopter Sword, what else are you cutting? Because I really think like almost everything else here is very valuable. Maybe for Thopter Sword you just cut black, right? And so you cut the Blood Fountains and you cut the Hullbreaker Horrors. But then you're getting to a point where Thought Monitor is less powerful or is less castable, and Thought Monitor is like already like sketchy, right? Thought Monitor is super, super, super powerful, but it's very balanced. You need to support it very carefully, or the whole deck falls apart and you die because you drew an unplayable card. What's Contra Ego's version? He's the one playing Glintnest Cranes and stuff like that. So here's the one with 4 Glintnest Cranes. You don't like these decks, Da Vinci, because you think the card quality is too low. When I've showed them to you before, I'm actually a huge fan of these decks. You have 4 Thraben, 4 Sentinel, 4 Hull, 4 Springleaf Drum. Nice tight little package: Soul Guide, Shadowspear, Pithing Needle, Aether Spellbomb. Then Smiths and Cranes, Stoneforge, Thopter Foundry Sword. I don't like S Champion, but I feel like with this set of equipment, it's actually like pretty all right. And there's only 2 of them, right? I've played these decks to like a 5-0 in like multiple variations, and I really like them a lot. Because the thing about card quality is like there's just so many cards in this deck: Thraben Inspector, Esper Sentinel, Ingenious Smith, and Glintnest Crane, and Stoneforge Mystic. All these cards like replace themselves with cardboard, which means that when Urza comes into play, you're going to have stuff. This deck is like very scrappy. It's very like, I don't know, Jund like. In that like a lot of the cards are just giving you stuff back. We actually played a ton of Asmo decks this week. We played Grixis Asmo turns, and I did a lot of tuning on Esper Asmo turns, and in theory there could be like a Urian version. But the thing is, these decks are just still so disappointing, Spider. Every time I play them, it's like, well, if I dodge all the Thoughtseizes and all the Prismatic Endings, it's very powerful. Yeah, Shadowless made the Orion version. But that's the thing, is like, you just can't play these decks in the current form of Modern. If all you were playing against were decks that didn't have discard and didn't have Prismatic Ending, you'd be fine. But those cards just annihilate you. It's just not even funny. It's just depressing. Maybe this version could do something like take out the this little artifact tutor package for just Thought Monitors, but just for some raw power to go with all the artifacts. But we'll see about that. That said, we're about to play something super kooky. But if you are watching this in the future on the YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, check out any of my other videos you're interested in. I will see you there.